Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. So, we're going to start something new starting today, and every Monday, Ms. Bird is going to be doing a vocabulary video, and I will send out a link to your teacher. There are going to be 3 different categories, though. Yours is going to be for 3rd and 4th grade. You're certainly welcome to watch any of the others that I send because these are going to be recorded and linked to my YouTube channel video, okay? My YouTube channel. But, so the reason that we're doing this, or the reason that I'm doing this, is just, I think vocabulary is so important, and it kind of like goes hand in hand with reading. But there's 3 kind of important reasons, and I just kind of want to, go over those real quick. These videos, by the way, should be only like 5, 6, 7 minutes, okay? So they will not take much of your time throughout the day. Your teacher can show them to you, or like I said, you can go to the YouTube channel and watch them on your own. So back to why I think that you need to learn new vocabulary. And this is not just vocabulary like that you're getting for your reading lessons. This is going to be vocabulary that you can use, during school, out of school. I'm trying to choose words that are kind of common words, but they're also going to be words that you may or may not know, or maybe you've heard it before and you didn't quite know what it was. So for the 3rd and 4th grade level, they're going to be kind of everyday common tier 2 words, okay? So the number 1 reason that I think that you need to know more vocabulary is it helps you to become a better, understand your reading better. Reading comprehension and more vocabulary words, or understanding those vocabulary words, they go hand in hand, okay? So the more you understand vocabulary words, the greater your reading comprehension goes up. Number 2, it helps you to become a better writer. I know all of you 4th graders, y'all are in the middle of trying to, learn about writing. You have a big writing test coming up, and if you understand vocabulary using higher level vocabulary words, that will increase the score of your writing essay. And number 3, it helps to grow your brain with more knowledge. And basically, that's what we all want to do, right? We all want to be a smarter person. We want to be able to be a better communicator with someone that maybe they have a little bit higher vocabulary level than you do, and they're using words that you quite don't understand. So in order to get there so that you can understand them, you've got to do something about that. So you've got to increase your vocabulary usage and your knowledge of vocabulary words. So that's why Miss Bird and Miss Hasty and Miss Griffin, we've all talked, and that's why we thought it was important for me to be able to do this. So there will be the same format each week. Like I said, today's video will be a little bit longer just because I'm explaining what I'm doing and a little bit of the background. But after we get going, it'll just be kind of like the same, about 5-6 minute video, okay? Secondly, I'm wearing a cap because this is my thinking cap. And my thinking cap, all it does is, it's just a cap, and I put a pin on it. It says read. I have a little emoji of myself with some books. And it's just a cap that kind of, when I put it on, it helps me to focus. It helps me to keep my attention on one thing. It keeps me like down that path and doesn't let distractions come in. And so I like to have a thinking cap. If you'd like to have one, maybe you can ask your teacher about one, and you can use it maybe like when you have a big test. My boys and girls, whenever I was in the classroom, we would have them and we'd keep them in our cubby, and they used them like on tests and writing their essays and things like that. So that's why I have on a thinking cap, because it helps me to think and focus better. All right, and I talked to you a little bit about why I think vocabulary usage and learning new vocabulary words is so important. I'm going to show you, I'm going to use a format, which means that's the way that I'm going to show you and introduce the vocabulary words each week. This is, I call a vocabulary word window. And the reason I call it that is because it looks like a window, right? And it does look very, very close to a word map. Some teachers will call it a word map. The only thing is, like, I left out the middle part, and some teachers will have like a circle here in the middle. And if you want to include that, that's fine. I have the word over here. I include it on this top left pane or top left box. But I'm going to go through each box by itself, okay? And then I'll put them all back together and we'll look at it. All right, so for this week, for the week of January 25th through the 29th of 2021, the first word for 3rd and 4th grade will be analyze. Analyze. How many syllables is that? Analyze. 3. Analyze. The E on the end is silent. All right, here's my first box out of my word window. Here's the word, analyze. Here's the pronunciation. And you see, like, where I have those little dashes, that shows you where the syllables have been divided, okay? And it is a verb. So whenever we use it, it will be used as a verb. And you can see, you see how this right here, there's like different, that Y actually, this is probably not, I need to like redo that. And see, I told you that, Miss Bird, I'm doing this for the first time as far as vocabulary videos. I've done videos, but there was a different, I know you could click on something else. This was the one that was there, and then there was, I think, a phonetic. And I did not look at the phonetic one on this, so I think I need to use the phonetic pronunciation on those. And I'll make that change for next week. All right. The definition is the second box we're going to look at. Here's what the definition is. To examine carefully and in detail so as to identify causes, key factors, or possible results. That definition came from dictionary.com. Miss Bird's definition, I'll get it out in a second. This is to look at something very closely and carefully to try and understand more about it. So if I analyze something, then I'm trying to look at it and understand it and study it and know more about what I'm looking at, okay? So what I like for boys and girls to be able to do is you can read the definition in the dictionary, you can write it down, but I also like for you to be able to tell me in your own words. If you can tell me in your own words the definition or what that word means, that means you understand what that word means, okay? And the next box has our synonyms and antonyms in them. Synonyms are words that mean almost the same or they're similar in meaning. So our synonyms for the word analyze are inspect, investigate, study, or figure out. The antonyms are ignore, neglect, or forget. Synonyms and antonyms are so important because sometimes if you can't quite understand a word, somebody said, oh, but do you know what the word study means? So you probably know what the word study means, and you know what the word figure out, those two words together mean, right? So if you understand those maybe a little bit more basic words, that will help you to understand a more complicated word, which is like analyze, okay? So that's why I love to use synonyms and antonyms, and they're especially important when you're doing your writing. And the last box is where we draw a picture and we use the word in a sentence. So here's a picture of two boys, and the sentence, and they are like, I'm going to show you the color one, okay? Let me see that one better. So here they are, and it's actually a microscope there. And it's probably maybe a slide or something that they had used off of their, or gotten off of their microscope or used with it. And here's the sentence. The students will analyze the results of their lab experiment. So they're going to study whatever they looked at underneath that microscope. They're going to analyze and study it look at it very, very closely. So that's what analyze means. So another example of analyze, when you all look at your AR data or any of your data that your teacher talks to you about, that is something that you analyze when you look at it closely and understand all the different parts of it. So when you look at your AR report and you're looking at the percent accuracy, you're looking at your points, you're looking at the number of words read, that's analyzing that data for your AR for that particular time period, okay? So here's our word window when it's all complete for the word analyze. And before I close, there is going to be a bulletin board out in the hallway with all of these words listed by grade level and by the week, okay? So, and I am going to try to plan to do something other that if you use the word and you come in the library and you use the word and you show me that you know how to use the word, that you might get a treat or something like that. I haven't worked that out yet, so I will give you more information about that, okay? But I hope you enjoyed our first vocabulary, school-wide vocabulary video for the week of January 25th through the 29th for 3rd and 4th grade. And thank you for listening, and you all have a fantastic week. Bye-bye.